In this module, we're going to talk about automations. You can set it up once and let DonorDock work for you. Here's how automations work. You can build your workflows triggered by an activity in DonorDock. First, we select our trigger. Triggers are an event that starts the automation. This can be a gift being received, pledge created, contact added, or maybe it's an activity being created. Then create your filters, conditions that must be met for this workflow or this automation to happen. For gifts that are $500 and over, gifts to a specific fund, or it's a specific contact type, or they have a badge. Then you get to select your steps. What does DonorDock do? Send a thank you, create a task, add a badge, send an internal email. You have many options. Let's go ahead and explore how to set up automations in DonorDock. First, we navigate up to the Automations menu in the top and select Automations. We'll talk about journeys next. You'll see here that you have your running automations and your drafts. You're also able to create a brand new automation from scratch. Let's take a look at one of our running automations here for potential volunteer created. I can simply click into the automation. I can see that it's running and any successful automations that have run. You can even view the steps or click into the record to see what is happening. Let's take a look at this automation. The trigger or the activity that is starting this automation is that a contact is added to a badge. I have selected my potential volunteer created. So if somebody says that they want to volunteer, I badge them as a potential volunteer. Next, you'll see I could put any filters on this if I wanted to as well for the contact. I don't have any filters. I want to leave it open-ended just with that I added that badge, but I could put additional filters at the contact level here. Next, you'll see the steps. These are the things that I want DonorDock to do after I've created this badge on a contact. First, I want the system to add this contact to a marketing list. I can look into the settings and see when I want this to happen. I'm having it happen right away after 0 days. You can also schedule this out into the future. I'm adding them to my marketing list of volunteer opportunities so they can find out all the information about what we have coming up for our volunteers. Here you'll notice that I have on this step put some additional contact filters in. I have said, make sure that do not solicit does not equal true and that unsubscribe equals false. I don't want to interact with people or bombard them with emails if they don't want to be solicited to or if they've unsubscribed from our emails. Next, you'll see in this automation that I also have additional steps scheduled out. The second step I want to happen, or the next action, is to send an email. I want to internally name this step so I know what's happening just at a glance. Here in my settings, I've delayed this email for 1 day. I'm asking the system to please check the trigger and filter steps before sending this email. And I'm also able to select who I want this email to come from. I'm selecting an organizational user in our DonorDock tenant, and I'm sending it from my user role. You could select the owner of that record or any team member in your tenant. Next, I want to pick the subject line for this, and then also the template that I want to send out. If I didn't want to use a template, I could actually type up a personalized email right here in DonorDock. I'm also able to edit that template if I want to see what it looks like or make any changes. You'll notice again, I have my contact filters here, and this time I have email exists and do not solicit does not equal true. You'll also notice in this that I have additional steps for internal tasks as well. Let's look at step 3. I've also created a task, so that's another step or action to take, and I want our team to send out a volunteer packet. We're going to do this 3 days after the badge has been added. A specific organization user is who it's assigned to, and that's going to be Caitlin in our organization. I can also put any subject and notes about this task and what I want to happen. I could also have this task attached to the contact record if I wanted to have it tracked there. In this step, I do not have any additional filters because this is an internal thing that I want our team to do. We also have another action, which is a follow-up email. After we've sent out the packet, we want to follow up with them and give them opportunities to volunteer, select different marketing lists, or even sign up forms that we want them to fill out. You can always edit your template that you want to send out. Our final step in this automation is that we want a personal touch point from somebody in our organization. So our next one is to add action board nudge. So the system is going to add a nudge to the action board to reach out and connect with this volunteer. This is 60 days after we've added the badge of potential volunteer. We can put a nudge tip and who we want this to go to as well. It's as easy as that. Setting up our steps, and now we have a full workflow happening just from simply adding a badge on our contact. Some other examples that you'll notice here are specific types of gifts being entered, like check payments or gifts of a certain amount. It could also be that you have segmentation of households or employers listed on your contacts. The possibilities are endless. And let's go ahead and look at creating a brand new automation so we can see some of these steps and automation things that we can have happening. Again, remember, we're first picking our trigger. So we have contact created, contact updated. Let's look at all of the possibilities for adding a new automation and talk through all of the triggers, filters, and steps. You'll notice when you click New Automation, you have your trigger options. They're all listed below. A contact being created, a contact being updated, a contact stage being changed, or a recurring gift being created. You also have contact added to badge, contact added to marketing list. We also have gift triggers, gift created or gift updated. And then we also have our activities being created or the ask stage being changed. That's a type of activity here in DonorDock. A membership expiring, a membership renewing, pledge payment due, contact birthday, and a form response being received. Let's go ahead and click Contact Created. As I mentioned, you have a name. Let's name this specifically so we know what it is right away when we see it. Organization Contact Created. This would be a step where I want to add a filter. I only want this to happen if the contact type is an organization. You'll also be able to select the type of filter it is. So equals, does not equals, contains. You have lots of options. In this case, we only have organizations, individuals, and households listed. So we're going to say equals organization. You'll also notice here that there's an extra step here if you want this automation to only run if somebody approves it. So you have a safety step in here. So you can always require approval and who needs to approve it. DonorDock will pause the automation and create an action board item for someone to approve it before it actually starts running. Let's go ahead and save our first trigger. So we have organization contact is created. We filtered it to the organization type. And then we can add our steps. You have all of the activities and actions that you can take here, such as sending an email, sending an internal email, sending a text message, or a task to send a letter, create your own individual task, add a badge, add a contact to a marketing list, remove a badge, remove the contact from the marketing list, schedule a meeting, schedule a call a webhook from another platform that you're using, or add your action board nudge. If this was a gift being created instead of a contact, we could also add a gift tag or remove a gift tag as well. Let's go ahead and add this contact to our marketing list for organizations. Here, we're able to name this step. So we'll say add to organization marketing list. We'll keep it simple. Again, you can display how many days you want this to happen afterwards. If you want it to happen right away, select 0. Otherwise, you can select all the way up to 365 days. Here, you're able to select your marketing list that you want to add them to. And you can also add any additional contact filters for each step. And again, remember, the system can check the trigger filters and the step filters before it actually does any of these things. All right, from here, you're able to add additional steps or reorder your steps or edit your steps as well. You can keep it in draft form if you want other people to look at it or if you want to keep working on it. Otherwise, you can go ahead and start that automation. Automations are great ways for the system to be working for you. If there's any steps you manually take, I say write them down and then see if an automation can help fill that gap. We also have an additional part of our automations, which are our journeys. These are our donor stewardship journeys. They're multi-step, time-based sequences that nurture donors automatically based on the stage that they're at with your organization. We're going to walk through all of our system donor journeys right here in DonorDock. We define a trigger, add our time steps, and set filters for those who qualify. Let's take a look at our donor journeys. We still navigate up to the automations menu in the top, and then we'll select journeys. As mentioned, these are our 6 predefined donor journeys based on the stages of your donors in DonorDock. So we have configured a donor journey for first-time donors, lapsed donors, major donors, mid-level donors, new recurring donors, and the prospect journey. They all have specific steps and filters built right in. You can always configure these and customize them as you see fit, but it is easier to have them already set up and then to configure as you need to. You'll notice that some of these have emails, personal engagements, and all the different activities and actions we've discussed with automations, and you can edit, configure, and reorder the steps as needed to fit your organizational needs, but they're also set up and ready for you. One other quick tip in our journeys is if you want some help with the email templates, you can use our Journey Wizard. Simply click on Start Journey Wizard in the upper right-hand corner and give Otto your information, such as your organizational name, website, mission, and impact stories. These stories will be used to help create the email templates for you. You can also put in unstructured data under the additional information. This could be statistics, links, things like that you want to include. Then you can have DonorDock and Otto generate your journey emails. Go ahead and create the journey emails. What's great about this process is you still have flexibility to view the journey templates and edit them as you see fit. Once you've clicked this button of View the Journeys, you're able to have those bespoke email templates all ready to go. Here you can either edit the journey or start it if you're ready to have DonorDock working for you. You can always find more information about our donor journeys and all of the steps right here in our Help Center. Clicking on the Help Center, you can look at topics, look at our live events, video guides, or ask for help from our team by contacting support.